Hey everyone, Varun here once again from Language Academy. Guys, back with another video, and this video is especially for you if you are struggling in your speaking section. I've seen recently a lot of you out there, you are getting scores in reading, writing and listening, but you're not really getting scores in speaking. You are doing the same thing exactly as your friend is doing. Your friend is getting a perfect 90, you're getting 75, 74, 76, right? And you're not really sure what the reason is. Guys, what I'll be covering in this video, some of the do's and don'ts, what are the things you need to be very careful about, and what are the reasons why you might lose a lot of points in your speaking section. So let's get started, guys. First thing first, as soon as you sit for your exam, you are given to keep your headset or your microphone at the position and record your voice. Make sure your microphone position is correct. You record your voice, make sure there is no breathing sound in your recording. Speak around 3-4 sentences in a flow. Play your audio back, play your voice back, play your recording back, and make sure your voice is clear, is clearly audible, and you are not hearing any kind of breathing sounds in your recording. If there's any kind of breathing sound, that will create disturbances and you will lose, or you can lose a lot of points in your pronunciation, guys. So make sure your microphone is at the correct position. Now, once you are done with your microphone, you have adjusted your microphone and you have kept it at the correct position. Next thing, introduction. Yes, introduction won't really give you any points, but what I always recommend all my students is that make sure you always give an introduction. Why? Because that will help you to get into the flow of the exam. You may make few mistakes in your introduction, but that will help you to reduce the mistakes you will make in your read aloud. If you go for the introduction, if you speak well in the introduction, you'll get into the flow of the exam, you'll get used to speaking, and then the chances are you'll make few mistakes or little errors in your read aloud, will help you increase your score. Introduction, you don't really get any points for that, but it's important. Always go for your introduction. You can say anything, it doesn't really matter, but just try to speak in the same flow, same tone, same pitch as you will do your read aloud and other tasks, right? So guys, introduction, always make sure you speak around 30-40 seconds, but yes, always go with an introduction. Will help you get into the flow and will help you as the exam be well prepared and will help you crack your speaking section. Now, next thing, especially one thing, remember this thing, guys. If your microphone detects silence for continuous 3 seconds, it will turn off by itself. PTE has clearly mentioned it. If there's 3-second pause, or if your microphone detects silence for 3 seconds, it will turn off by itself. So always make sure you do not take any kind of pauses. Even if you do, please do not take that long pause that you're giving 3 seconds of silence. If you do, your microphone will turn off and you won't be able to give out your response or record your response. So make sure you don't really keep quiet for continuous 3 seconds. Next thing, what I see with a lot of students is that, especially in repeat sentences, they start speaking as soon as the speaker or the audio finishes, right? Guys, make sure you always keep your eyes on the screen. In repeat sentence, especially, there's no beep sound. In read aloud, in describe image, in retell lecture, you will always get a beep sound, which indicates that yes, your recording has been started. Now you can speak out your answer. But repeat sentence, there's no kind of beep. You have to always keep your eyes on the screen. Now, what does this mean? This means that once you get the audio, once the speaker is done with the repeat sentence, there is a bit of gap before, between the speaker and when the time when your recording starts, right? So be very mindful of that. Make sure you only start giving out your answer when your recording has started. Do not just say the answer before. If you do so, half of your answer will be recorded, half of it won't be recorded, and you will lose a lot of points in content. And even if you're getting, if you're losing a lot of points in content, you may get 19 speaking, but as a result, your listening will go down. So make sure your content is perfect and you always speak once your recording starts. Make sure you always keep your eyes on the screen in repeat sentences. There's no beep sound, so you have to see when your recording starts, right? Next thing, guys, remember this thing, templates. I see a lot of students coming up to me. So this is a template you gave me, and the same template my friend followed, he got 90 and I'm struggling with 75, I'm struggling with 65. Right, guys, remember this thing. Template is not something which will get you the score. It's how you use the template. If I go and sit for the exam, just speak the template, I won't really get any points in content. I may be fluent, I may be clear, but again, at the same time, I'm not really speaking anything relevant to the image given or the lecture. So to get full points in your content part as well, you have to make sure you use the template properly. It's not that template which will get you the score, it's how you use the template will get you the score, right? So make sure if you're using the template, consult an expert or ask your teacher that how do I use this template, this particular template. Make sure you are including a lot of keywords from the given image if it's for your describe image, or you're using a lot of keywords from the lecture if it's for your retail lecture. So template obviously can get you the score, but it's not only the template which will get you the score, it's how you use the template. So make sure you're using the template properly. Now, one more thing what I figured out, guys, remember this thing, that in each and everything, especially for your describe image and for your retail lecture, you always give a conclusion. It's clearly mentioned in PTE's guideline that to get full points in content, you have to always give a conclusion. So whenever you are about to finish your explanation or your description of the image or your lecture, always say to conclude or in conclusion or overall as well. Make sure you say one of these words to make sure computer is getting your conclusion. And if you give your conclusion, if you are saying the word conclusion, or if you're giving a conclusion, computer will come to know that yes, this person or you have given a response with a conclusion, and will help you get full points in your content part, right? Alright, next thing, guys, what I've noticed, a lot of students do think that they have to speak very fast to get full points in fluency, or some of them, they think that they will speak very slow so that they are clear, they get full points in pronunciation, and they think that if they'll speak slow, computer will recognize their voice properly, right? Guys, remember this thing, you do not have to speak too fast and you do not have to be too slow as well. You have to speak, what I recommend is a bit faster than your natural pace, right? Don't go at your natural pace, a bit fast, a bit more than your natural pace. It's more than enough, but don't worry about going too fast that computer is not even able to understand what you are trying to say. So not very fast, not very slow, somewhere in the middle, more towards your fast thing, but not actually very fast, right? So a bit more than your natural pace. Next thing, guys, remember this thing, that once you finish speaking, once you know throughout your speaking, once you know that you do not have anything to say, you are done with your answer. If it's your read aloud, your repeat sentence, your describe image, your retail lecture. Let's say, for example, retail lecture, you are given 40 seconds to give out your answer, right? Let's say you have finished the answer response in 30 seconds. Make sure once you know that you do not have anything to say now, press the next button straight away. If you do not press the next button straight away, you wait for the recorder to stop by itself, you will lose a lot of points in fluency. Because by the time or in the time when you're not pressing the next button, your recording is going on, but you're not really speaking anything. As a result, there's a flat tone in your recording. And if there's any flat tone, that will bring your fluency down and your overall speaking will be down as well. So throughout speaking, when you know you are done with your answer, done with your response, or you do not have anything to speak now, make sure you please press the next button, will help you get more points in your fluency. And the last thing, guys, before we finish this video, remember this thing, try to speak a bit louder. Don't be in yourself. You have to be a bit louder. That's what I recommend. Not very loud, you're disturbing others, but a bit louder, because there will be 10 students in the same room and they all will be very loud. And yes, I really want you to record your answers properly. So make sure you're a bit loud, a bit louder than what you normally speak at. And that will help you to be, to record your voice and being more clear. And one more thing, guys, don't worry about your accent. Do not try to imitate or copy any kind of accent. Accent doesn't really matter. Make sure you speak clearly, speak louder, and then speak at a moderate pace, not very fast, not very slow, and will help you get full points in your speaking, guys. Again, guys, remember this thing, even if you're getting 19 speaking, please do not think that your speaking is perfect. You might be getting 19 fluency, 19 pronunciation, but at the same time, you might be losing a lot of points in your content. And that content part will not really affect your or impact your speaking section, but it will impact your listening or reading section, right? So if you're losing points in listening and reading, getting 19 speaking can be the reason. Don't stop practicing speaking, keep on practicing. Make sure you practice each and everything. Speaking is very, very, very crucial. Make sure you practice every day, especially repeat sentence, read aloud, and retail lecture. Very, very important to practice. I hope, guys, this helped you a bit. This video gave you a few insights. What are the things you need to be careful about? If you have any questions, please post them down in the comment section. I'll try to answer as many as I can. And that's it from this video, guys. All the very best. Keep on practicing. All the very best, guys. Thank you.